Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today we're diving into a report from Standard BioTools, a company with a name that sounds like it belongs in a sci-fi movie. Hopefully their financial reporting is more exciting than intergalactic bioengineering. This report is basically a snapshot of how the company performed financially for the first 3 months of 2025. We're going to look at the key numbers to see if Standard BioTools is thriving or just surviving. Before we start, if you appreciate getting straight insights from corporate documents, make sure you're subscribed. We also have a Discord community linked in the description below where you can discuss all things finance with other people. First off, this report was released on May 6, 2025, so this is pretty recent information. The company put out a press release on May 6, 2025 about their financial results for the quarter ending in March 2025. We're going to dig into that press release, which is included as part of this report. It contains some important financial information that can tell us about their performance. The press release also includes their expectations for how much revenue they expect to make for the entire year of 2025, called the Full Year Revenue Outlook. This is essentially the company's guess of how much income they will make. This part of the report includes some technical data. It's mainly for computers to read and analyze the information in the report. This helps regulators and investors to look at the results in an easier way. The report is signed by Alex Kim, who is the Chief Financial Officer of Standard BioTools. By signing, he is guaranteeing the accuracy of the information. Now let's go to the press release to see some numbers, as they are what really matters. Standard BioTools describes itself as a company focused on tools for life science research and clinical diagnostics, meaning finding diseases. They are working with both academic researchers and drug companies. Okay, here we go. Let's look at some financial highlights from the first quarter of 2025. The company's total revenue or total sales for the first quarter was $25 million. That's how much money they brought in from selling their products and services during that period. It's good to have in mind that the word revenue and sales are used interchangeably. Their gross profit was $12.4 million. Gross profit is basically revenue minus the direct costs of producing the goods or services they sell. In simple terms, it's the money left over after paying for the stuff that directly makes money. The gross profit margin was almost 50%. This number represents the percentage of revenue remaining after subtracting the cost of goods sold. In essence, it shows how efficiently a company generates revenue from its direct costs. Total operating expenses, which includes things like research and development, sales and marketing, and administrative costs, were 28.4 million KRs. It refers to the expenses a company incurs from its normal business operations. Operating loss was $16 million. This is what happens when your operating expenses are higher than your gross profit. In this case, Standard BioTools spent more money running the company than it made in profit from sales. The net loss was $17.2 million. Net loss is the bottom line, meaning the loss after all revenues and expenses have been accounted for, including taxes and interest. They had $57.8 million in cash and cash equivalents at the end of the quarter. This is the total amount of cash and assets that can be easily converted into cash that they had in the bank. Let's check what the company expects for the rest of the year. The company is estimating revenues between $110 million for the full year of 2025. This gives you an idea of what they think they're going to make in sales in the next few quarters. So what do all these numbers mean? Standard BioTools had sales of $25.2 million, but after subtracting all the expenses, they ended up losing $17.2 million in the first quarter. This is a red flag. The company is spending more money than it's making. However, they do have a decent amount of cash on hand, almost $58 million. This could give them some breathing room to turn things around. But they need to start making money soon, or they could burn through that cash. Now, let's step back and look at the bigger picture. Standard BioTools is in the life science and diagnostics business, which can be a very competitive field. They compete with other companies that make similar tools and services. To succeed, they need to have innovative products and a good sales strategy. Based on these numbers, it looks like Standard BioTools needs to improve its profitability. They need to either increase sales, cut costs, or both. If they don't, they could run into financial trouble. While it's important to consider the company's long-term strategy and the potential of their products, these numbers are not good in a vacuum. It would be useful to compare the current results with past results to get a sense of whether they are trending up or down. However, this would require more information. What are your thoughts on Standard BioTools and its financial performance? Do you think they can turn things around? drop your comments below. If you found this analysis helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe for more corporate deep dives. Also, don't forget to join our Discord community linked in the description to continue the discussion. Thanks for watching and see you next time.